Leveroon viewer, despite it only being 9 weeks since the Premier League started, welcome to episode 13 of SOTD, which is really episode 12, with a dead monarch and a corrupt Winter World Cup thrown into the mix. This week's round of games kicks off with Liverpool's trip to Nottingham Forest, where... Really? Forest beat Liverpool 1-0? Oh, wow. Pork Pie met the managers. Cooper, you did the bin dippers. What happened?
That's magic. The lads were uncertain about the landlady, but she gave me a new lease. That made the lads happy. So I told them to go to their rooms and make their beds. 'Cause there's no better than clean sheets.
Okay, moving on. Klopp, lost a game of football. You know what? You can freestyle on this one.
I'm not feeling good, yeah, you know what I mean. The pitch was too long. The grass was too green. I drove to this ground in my Mercedes-Benz, but all I could think of was the Forest net spend. We lost to this club, yeah. We're not playing proper. So now, drop the mic and get to the chopper.
Oh, bitching. Gary! Random. Our next game saw... Really? Okay, well, according to this, Everton hosted Crystal Palace. The game ended in a 3-0 win, but allegedly that win was for Everton. Pork Pie. Lamb poo-poo! What's all this rubbish about you beating Palace 3-0?
Nah, it did happen. I mean, I was there and everything. So, 3 goals in the onion sack, 3 points on the board, Everton are back. I'm getting coloured in.
Lampard. You ain't no daddy here. I run the crayon racket on this show, so you keep giving me your lip. You won't get coloured in, you'll get filled in, you slag.
Yeah, nah, sorry. I'm just feeling good because Gerrard lost our hunger game. Sorry for overstepping the line, Paul Pie.
Vieira, you went down 3-0 to Everton. That's Everton, fam. What the fuck are you doing, blood? The man's them looking at you like a ham roll, fam. Wagwan. I don't know what to say. Gary! Manchester City hosted Brighton and beat them 3-1. Pork Pie. Well, we all know that I've got no time for Pep and Haaland on this show because their rhetoric is bullshit. So I'd like to take a few moments to introduce Graham Potter's temporary replacement at Brighton, Zebedee de Zebedee. I mean, we'd love to spend money drawing him up and colouring him in, but as he could get replaced during the World Cup, we're not going to. Anything you'd like to say to our viewers, de Zebedee? Time for bed, pervert. Gary! Chelsea hosted Manchester United, and the game ended in a 1-1 draw. Given the sheer size and magnitude of these two clubs, I'm sorely tempted to treat them with the regard of two clubs that have just bagged a 0-0 draw. As let's face it, I'm expecting so much more from a pair of behemoth giant clubs. Toss of a coin it is. Okay, having seen the remainder of this week's results, it would appear to be the case that week 13 of the 22-23 season is a weekend of hold my beer. Permit me to explain. Nottingham Forest kicked off the weekend by beating Liverpool 1-0, at which point Everton hosted Crystal Palace and Frank Lampard said, "Forest, hold my beer," as Everton went on to beat Palace 3-0. Man City were always going to beat managerless Brighton, and nobody cares who the bigger potato is between Chelsea and Man United, so a draw summed it up perfectly. Managerless Wolves hosted Leicester, and Brenda Rodgers said, "Hood may creme de month," while managerless Aston Villa hosted Brentford for the ghost of Steven Gerrard to say, "You good to my crack pipe, will ya?" Ralph Hazelhoughton passed his duchy upon the left-hand side as Southampton held the arse people to a 1-1 draw, which meant that after Fulham bucked the trend and predictably beat Leeds 3-2, clean-cut Eddie Howe took his Newcastle United to White Hart Lane and asked someone to hold his cup of tea. Damn it, that man needs a floor or two. Our final game of the week saw West Ham United host Bournemouth, where the game ended Vest Arm 2, Bournemouth 0. Breaking news, following the sacking of Steven Gerrard by Aston Villa a few days ago, you join us live from Villa Park, where the owners have just released a press statement saying that they are going to take their time and find a new manager that is right for the club, in the style of let's get Mr. Right rather than Mr. Right now. So, breaking news from Villa Park, where the board of Aston Villa have just announced the appointment of their new manager, who will replace Steven Gerrard. What? Pork Pie, what are you doing here? I'm reporting on Villa not rushing into finding a new manager. Hashtag awkward. SOTD is about to interview Villa's new manager. So welcome to the Premier League, Urinal Dick Emery.